I don't know whether you can see me, but this is the situation at the Egerton dump site in Nakuru. Let me show you what's going on here, and I'll talk with the locals here and give their views. Also, scientists have told us that inhaling of such smokes from the dump sites and garbage may cause cancers among people, especially the people living in the neighborhood. You can imagine what they are inhaling. It's very dangerous.
The traffic side, we go through some challenges like a lot of smoke when we have a dry spell. So it causes a lot of effects to us, like severe headaches, chest pain.
I've seen so many people going to hospitals. Even 3 weeks ago, we had a screening for TB. People were screened, and so many people from the dump site had some smoke in their lungs.
So this is Yato dumping site in Nakuru, and as you can see behind me is a cloud of smoke. This landfill or dumping site has been burning for many months now. Unfortunately, the county government of Nakuru has not done anything to stop this fire. They sent a fire engine one day and left. I don't know whether they were overwhelmed, but that shows that they're not serious and they're not concerned with the welfare of the people who work here, because these smokes are harmful. Burning garbage which is mixed. There are plastics here, there are asbestos, there are medical waste, there are condoms, there are all kind of waste that is here, and burning it produces a lot of mixed emissions that can be very harmful to people, especially waste speakers. The Constitution of Kenya guarantees everyone a clean and healthy environment, and that includes waste speakers. The people who work here also have a right to a clean and healthy environment. It doesn't matter that they work in the landfill.
Almost 80% of the cases, chronic respiratory diseases, appear in what is perceived as the global south. But often this is underdiagnosed or misdiagnosed. A lot of these chronic respiratory diseases are diagnosed as tuberculosis because that is what we know. But often it's related to household air pollution, an often forgotten source of pollution on the African continent. People often still use fossil fuels to cook without proper ventilation in the kitchen.
It is our main concern, not only in the developing countries, but also in the developed countries, and it is everyone's concern. So, as we train experts in this area, we are able to contribute in one way or another in generating a critical mass of experts who can be able to deal with issues of air quality. Also, the postgraduate students, we have several students who are working in topics in this area, and the data that they generate, it can be used by different stakeholders in generating or in coming up with initiatives to be able to tackle this problem of air quality that is a concern world over. Nowadays it's the era of action research, and no organization will give you funding without first having identified the issue in a participatory manner with the community.
I'm really concerned about what is happening with the twin problem of polluted air and chronic respiratory diseases. it is really underestimated what that twin phenomenon does to people and to society. It's a global problem because air does not have boundaries. So we all are potential victims of polluted air, both indoors and outdoors. On a yearly basis, over 450,000 people die from asthma, and 80% of those are from Africa.
When we look at air pollution at the urban scale, you find that in particular locations where residential areas are, they are prone to being exposed to pollutants. And this has a lot to do with how we manage our solid waste and even our liquid waste. And it's not to say that we don't have regulations that are in place. The main question really lies in how it is being enforced. And this we see in the polluting industries, especially those that are located within residential neighborhoods, for instance, in Kuru slum area or even in Syokimau area. You find that there are issues that come about due to that proximity of residential neighborhoods right next to the industries. And although we have authorities that can address some of these issues, it's very important that we look back and ask ourselves politically what can be done in terms of strengthening enforcement at the national level, at the county levels, but even locally. What can grassroots organizations do? What can the residents associations do? What role do they have to play with making sure some of these policies that are already in place are enforced, and that those who are polluting actually do consider what they are doing and the impact that it's having on the lives of not only the children, because the children are the most vulnerable in these situations, but even the adults. And so we need to reflect on these issues, even for the purposes of not just the current living, but even for posterity.
So air pollution, of course, is something that comes with industrialization, with modernization, with urbanization. And so it is a phenomenon that has been long time recognized as being a problem to be tackled in the northern countries. It's increasingly so also in countries like China and India. But increasingly, we also have this problem of polluted air in Africa, which comes, of course, with the factor of urbanization, which also comes with the fact that people are living more and more indoors. People are working in unhealthy environments, in mining sector, for example, or people are working and even living on the garbage sites, and so they're exposed to really deadly killers. Clean air for them is the death that is just around the corner.
There's so much you can say about all these things, and it requires action from all of us. Why do you have poor air quality? Look at this place we are in. We have trees. We have yeah. Look behind me. There is and around. The air is good. Suddenly, somebody will want to put here a lot of skyscrapers and convert all this to park, cut all this grass and convert it to parking. Soon we start having a. You don't want to be there. This is something we really need to actively look at it, because when we take care of environment and take care of how we build, it's actually to our benefit.
And RESPIRA is actually a consortium of researchers from different disciplines. We have researchers from engineering, researchers from anthropology, also biomedical science is present, urban planning, that collaborates with researchers from other universities on the African continent. We have Cape Town involved, Morocco involved, we have University of Nairobi involved, Egerton, Great Lakes University of Kisumu, University of Kinshasa. We are with many together, and what we try to do is to collaborate also with non-academic stakeholders, civil society organizations, local journalists, activists, health practitioners, to actually come up with very tangible solutions to mitigate chronic respiratory diseases and air pollution on the African continent. Because we as a consortium, we believe that chronic respiratory diseases and urban air pollution is one of the fastest growing silent killers on the African continent. And so we urge for immediate action to tackle this problem. These kind of collaborations between social scientists and architects can help to find solutions that are also carried and accepted and implemented by the Wananchi, the local citizens, because that's actually the people we target. Because they have a first-hand experience with these chronic respiratory diseases and air pollution. But so if you want to target these vulnerable groups within society that are exposed to air pollution, we need to understand their lived realities and their life worlds and how they are influenced by notions of good and bad air.